series of Freedom Communications Incorporated. The blessing, good evening, and welcome to this Monday, the June 3, 2024 presentations of the program Freedom Even News Basket. It's our 45-minute news presentation that brings you stories from Liberia and elsewhere. I'm Thomas Kujurela presenting this Monday's presentations of the news program. These are top stories we're carrying this evening. An Intercon security officer assigned at the U.S. Embassy forwarded a code for prosecution on the allegations of rape. Charles Sirleaf, son of ex-Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, confirmed dead by feminist sources in Ghana. Former Liberia Football Association Vice President for Operation Kaseko vows to improve Liberian football when elected president in 2026. And away from Liberia, millions of Nigerians are without electricity after the national grid was shut down as part of a general strike over the rising cost of living within Nigeria. The details of these, including the bulletin of news, the actual voices, are all coming after this short break. Many thanks for joining us. At this point, we cross over to Studio B, where Stephen Compton is seated to read for us the bulletin of news. It's pleasant. Good evening to you, Compton.
Good evening, Ruler, and good evening, listeners. An Intercon security officer assigned at the U.S. Embassy has been forwarded to court for prosecution on allegation of rape. Defendant Augustine Tokbat, aged 43, according to Freedom Earth and Judiciary correspondent, was forwarded Monday by the police to the Monrovia City Court for allegation of rape. Police investigation revealed that witness Clara Seyumbe claimed that defendant Tokbat constantly visited the victim at her residence in Mamba Point, where he also lives. The witness account collaborated with the victim's statement during the investigation. The defendant, according to the police, confessed that he had intercourse with the victim twice during the month of April and May 2024 in his bedroom. Based on the witness and victims and defendant accounts, he was charged for alleged rape. President Joseph Boakai has by proclamation declared Wednesday, June 5, 2024 as World Environment Day and is to be observed throughout the Republic of Liberia as a working holiday. President Boakai called upon all people residing in the territorial confines of Liberia to cooperate with the Environmental Protection Agency in executing the appropriate programs benefiting the occasion. According to a Foreign Ministry release, as a member of the World Environmental Community, Liberia will join in the celebration of World Environment Day on the global theme, accelerating land restoration, drought resilient and desertification process, and the national theme, Our Land, Our Future. Presidential proclamation added that the observance of the World Environment Day provides the opportunity to focus worldwide attention on the importance of environment and to empower people to become active agents of sustainable and equitable development. The proclamation stressed that the celebration of the day calls for all government, industries, community, and individuals to receive national action to protect and restore productivity, land which has the power to boost livelihood, support food security, build resilience to extreme weather, and increase carbon storage. The Liberia National Police has arrested and is investigating the former religious advisor to former President Joshua, Reverend Emmanuel Nimnan, for his alleged involvement into theft by deception, receiving money on false pretense via fraud, and suspected human trafficking. Reverend Nimnan, according to the Liberia National Police, was arrested on Sunday, June 2, at the Clone Family Church in the Baptist Seminary community where he serves as pastor. According to the LMP released Reverend Nimnan was arrested based upon a complaint filed by some of the victims, headed by Mahmoud Fortune. The release further that the police initial investigation revealed that in early August 2023, suspect Nimnan received the amount of 970 United States dollars each from 90 persons, totaling 87,300 United States dollars on the pretense of taking them to Australia to attend a church conference. Meanwhile, Reverend Emmanuel Nimnan is currently in police custody ongoing investigation to be forwarded to court. However, following the police press release, the former religious leader to former President George Weah denied all allegation against him, termed it as false and misleading, adding that he have all documents in his possession. Charles Sirleaf, the son of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, passed away in Ghana early today. Sirleaf, who served as the acting governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, reportedly died in his sleep. His death, confirmed by family sources on Monday, has left many in shock. He was a prominent figure of Liberia's financial sector, serving as a deputy governor and acting governor under the three presidents and an interim government from 2004 to 2020. During his tenure, he was known for his effort to stabilize the country's economy and implement crucial financial reforms. Details surrounding his death have not been fully discovered, with the family requesting privacy during this difficult time. Charles Sirleaf serves as deputy governor for operation at the Central Bank of Liberia from 2012 to 2020. During the period, he temporarily held the position of executive governor following the resignation of then Governor Mill Jones. After Governor Mayton Weeks' appointment as governor, Charles Sirleaf returned to his post as deputy governor for operation. His second tenure was marred by a series of financial scandals, including allegations of printing excess banknotes outside of the law. Montserrat County District and Representative Yeket Koluba has accused the Unity Party administration of being more corrupt than the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change government. Speaking at the official launch of his organization Movement Against Boycott's presidency on Sunday, Representative Koluba said the alarming rate of corruption within the Unity Party government held by President Joseph Boycott warrants citizens' action against corruption. Representative Koluba named violation of the rule of law and bad governance as reasons for the establishment of the movement, announcing a planned protest by the movement. Meanwhile, Representative Koluba further criticized President Joseph Boakai and his government officials for the alleged collection of over 4 million United States dollars out of the 6 million requested for executive project by Aslan Metal Liberia. The former Liberia Football Association Vice President for Operation Kasser Cole has vowed to improve Liberian football when elected as president in 2026. According to Cole, he has the lobbyistic power to attract more sponsors to Liberian football when he is given the elevate presidency by stakeholders. Currently, he said the orange sponsorship of 200,000 United States dollars is a big draw to football development across the country. He believes that the country's football governing body should not be signing such a partnership with a multi-million dollars company, while clubs are doing free promotion with their brand. The FC Cologne Liberia Chief Executive Officer said with visible achievement with his FC Fasel club in the past, He will roll his sleeves and lobby with big sponsor locally and internationally to help improve more support for his club. Speaking with a local radio station Monday, June 3, 2024, the LFA presidential hopeful also promised to develop football at all levels. He emphasized that the importance of addressing every phase of the sport, starting from its grassroots program to national team when becomes the next president. At the same time, Cole has promised to launch the country's first female football academy in the coming month. The House of Representatives has received that's been presented with copies of the book titled Liberty Hijack, the history of how the loss of liberty divided Liberia. The work is authored by Kai Wule, a distinguished Liberian educator residing in the United States. The presentation took place on Monday, June 3, at the Capitol building, where Jesse Kai Wule, son of the author, handed over the books to Representative Thomas Romeo Kuya, chair of the House's Education Committee. Jesse Wule highlighted the book as being officially certificated by the Ministry of Education for inclusion in the high school curriculum across Liberia. In his remarks, Jesse Willard mentioned that in November 2022, experts from the Curriculum Development and Textbook Department of the Ministry of Education reviewed and approved the book for senior high schools. It ensured widespread credibility and accessibility through the author and partnered with Alfred Collins of the interior to printing and publishing house in Monrovia, who will be the exclusive printer of the book. Honorable Thomas Romeo Kuyat expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the author, whom he recalled attending university with. A group on the bottom, Citizens Against the Citizen Action Committee, headed by Liberian clergyman Reverend Philip Blamo, wants Liberians to distance themselves from acts that will undermine the growth and development of the country. According to Reverend Blamo, Liberians should not embrace protest and threaten remarks intended to create bad image of the country on the international level. He urged Liberians to focus on unity through the developmental initiatives and not going on the street to demonstrate and cause more hardship. Reverend Blamos was speaking in reaction to a planned protest that is expected to be staged by a group calling itself Movement Against President Joseph Boycott's Presidency, headed by Monserrado County District and lawmaker Yeket Koluba. He condemned in his strongest term in an upcoming protest and described it as baseless and intended to undermine the developments of Liberia. The three young men who are on trial at criminal court aid for alleged murder have pleaded not guilty to the charges leveled against them. Defendants Ballard Morba, Jibod Conte, and Sumo Kekula were indicted by the government for allegedly causing the death of Sakit Tokpa on December 18, 2023, in the city of Atherton. The indictment, according to our judiciary correspondent, averred that the deceased Sakit, along with his friends, went to hunt within and around the Atherton forest. Upon their arrival into the forest, they met defendant Ballard, who insisted they were not authorized to hunt in that part of the forest. The argument ensued. In the process, defendant Ballard ran to the village that is not too far from the crime scene and called his friends, where they tied the deceased hands and feet and descended on him. The defendant, according to the indictment, beat the deceased with stakes, punches, and stabbed in his stomach, thus causing him to sustain body pain, injuries, and internal bleeding, clotted and died as a result of the internal bleeding. Well, Thomas Kojo is back to you for the continuation of the news program.
Many thanks to Stevens Content for reading us the Bulletin of News. It's a regular featured here on Freedom Even News Basket. If you just joined us, you are listening to the Monday, June 3, 2024 presentations of the program Freedom Even News Basket. 45-minute news presentations that bring you stories from Liberian elsewhere. The newscast is being relayed on our radio in Pokpa District, Grand Kitmon County. I'm Thomas Bullock presenting this evening presentations of the news program. We're taking a break to be back. News just coming says a serious tensions erupted early on today between Colonel Abraham Kroman and his deputy Hassan Fatika at the headquarters of the Liberia Trust Enforcement Agency, which led to significant tensions within the agency. The conflict extended to involve the lawyers' officers escalated the situation. Both Colonel Kroma and his deputy Fatika have been involved into arguments since their appointment by President Joseph Boakai as head and deputies of the Liberia Trust Enforcement Agency. According to our reporter who was on the scene, the both individuals have been summoned by the Liberia National Police for investigation. That brings you the voices of those behind the news. Montserrat County District Number 16 Representative Dixon Seabold on Monday launched the Seabold Empowerment Foundation, will focus on education, economics, empowerment, and safety for residents of the district. The initiative, which is said to be the first of its kind in District 16, will also highlight teachers' development by sponsoring several teachers in acquiring associate and bachelor degrees in education in order to enhance their skills and qualification. Speaking at the launch of the program on Monday, Representative Sibo said the foundation will provide educational opportunities, including both local and international scholarships for the youth, empowerment for women, and enhanced safety measures for citizens within the district. We will bring you the episode of that story. That continues with more development. Montserrat County District Number 10 Representative Yeke Kolubar has accused the ruling Unity Party administration of being more corrupt than the former ruling party of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Speaking at the official launch of his organization Name and Star Movement Against President Joseph Boakai's presidency on Sunday, Representative Yeke Kolubar said the alarming rate of corruption within the Unity Party government headed by President Joseph Boakai warrant citizen action against corruption. Representative Kolubar named violations of rule of law, bad governance as some of the reasons for the establishment of the movement, announcing a planned protest by the movement in the coming days.
To the executive marshal, and before they met the press, they had a meeting in a private room in the executive marshal. I challenge them. Some of you press what is phone TV over there. They came for a meeting Makate. I'm calling names. Makate, Walter Makate, Joseph Boakai, and Jojo. The three of them met with the CEO. Makate is the consultant to most of the companies in the country. Makate has become the PM and the cook that go and lobby for Joseph Boakai to bring money, the 419 money to Joseph Boakai. This is not what we brought Joseph Boakai for. We brought Joseph Boakai with the understanding that you're an elderly person. He served in government for 46 years. He worked under Manasadi for 12 years. Only to find out he's very insensitive, very incompetent, very incapacitated. We will not sit here and allow the Liberian people to suffer. The movement is being launched. If anybody thinks the movement will die, Joseph Boakai will be buried before the movement is dead. And let me say to the security apparatus, we have gotten information that people have been playing already to get at me, like what they have been doing. They have been reinforced. People have been telling me all around to take my picture, to bring me down. They have been reinforced. Instructions have been given to A.B. Kroma, Gregory Kroma. He myself came on the same flight.
He's District Number 10 Representative Yaka Kolba there, accusing the governing United Party administration of being corrupt and the former ruling party of the Coalition for Democratic Change. The Liberian National Police has arrested and is investigating the former religious advisor to former President George Weah, Reverend Emmanuel Nimlin, for his alleged involvement into theft by deceptions, receiving money on unforced pretense, visa fraud, and suspected human trafficking. Reverend Nimlin, according to the Liberian National Police, was arrested on Sunday, June 2, at the Foke Clone Jidate Fellowship Church in the Baptist Seminary community where he served as pastor. According to the NNP release, Reverend Nimlin was arrested based upon a complaint filed by some of the victims headed by Momo Fortune. Meanwhile, victims of Reverend Nimlin alleged situation gathered early on Monday at the Supreme Court of Liberia to call for the return of their money, the voices of the victims.
We are here to ask Mr. Nimlin to refund our money. Money was given to him individually that had to do with traveling to Australia, fake program to get visas from Australia, and we pay a lot of money. And up to now, we are nowhere to be in Australia. So he left the country and back. So we were able to contact the police and arrest him. Yes, we are here to get our money back. Our motivated by a title in who as an advisor to the president, former president, and also the revenue he carried. Okay. That gave him motivation. But and other way, one of my friends told me about the program, which I will move because we all want to go out there and hustle. So I will move to get in the program. After spending a lot of money, we got to know that everything was fake.
How much exactly did you pay?
I paid roughly $1,500, which is doing notarization, doing other things. But for the visa, he asked each and every one of us to pay $750 for Australian visa. We started the whole program, started August 2023. We started the whole program from meeting to meeting in the church. He had an office there, a lot of offices there, but where these people represent the visa payment, what we pay to the spiritual advisor to the former president of Liberia, that he said he had a program in which was a scheme. It was not a program, but rather a scheme. So this is the receipt. I paid $1,500 United States dollars for the entire process, including documentary, all the documents involved for the traveling. Everything mounted up to $1,500 United States dollars.
Okay, just to tell you that what he's saying is a fallacy. Right in the police investigator office, we went there and they asked him a question. Is it true that you have a program and you promised these people that they were going to go Australia? He could not answer the question, number one. Number two, he could not provide any sensitive document towards that in fact. So the people even felt discouraged about the whole process, but I can tell you that investigation is ongoing and we are going to see the brain of this thing, and we will make sure that our money will be getting back. I mean, everything he took from us, he had to be given. Because the first thing as a revenue is against your character. Now,
you listen to the voices of victims of alleged scheme being done by Reverend Emmanuel Nimlin, the former religious advisor to former Liberian President George Weah, who was arrested on Sunday by the Liberia National Police. And I get back to this development. Maserado County District Number 16 Representative Dixon Sibo has launched the Sibo Empowerment Foundation, that will focus on education, the economy empowerment, and safety for residents of the district. The initiative, which is said to be the first of its kind in District 16, will also highlight teachers' development by sponsoring several teachers in acquiring associate and bachelor degrees in education in order to enhance their skills and qualifications. Speaking at the launch of the program Monday, Representative Sibo said the foundation will provide education opportunity, including both local and international scholarships for youth, empowerment of women, enhance safety measures for citizens within the district.
It is time to lead. It is time to forgive each other. It is time to forget all the things in the past and unite. The only way we can do that is through development. And that's why today we are formally launching what we refer to as the Sibo Empowerment Foundation. This Sibo Empowerment Foundation did not come in the blue. They came from the fact that when we campaign, we say some things. We say we will empower people. I went on the campaign trail, I said, I will elevate my scholarship. I'll make sure that I put people's children in play and take them out. So that they will not let go to do BSc. I want to produce master's degree holders. And today, that campaign done, we are about to start with you. And as soon as this program is ended, it will not be gossip anymore. Because 1 month, 2 months ago, when I started the process of doing this, there were people who also said he is joking that campaign. I want you to know that people's best are back today. Right after this program, will be right around me. As we launch this foundation, there are a couple of things we want to do. One, hello. We are going to launch this empowerment from 3 different fronts. From safety front, from empowerment in terms of economic empowerment, and from education from 3 perspectives. One,
Meanwhile, in an effort to improve safety measures instituted by the Liberia National Police on motorcyclists, the Seaboard Empowerment Foundation has presented several helmets and reflective jackets to motorcyclists within District 16.
Finally, for the motorcyclists, of course, safety is an issue. We have to be riding under safety conditions. And so today, as part of our empowerment, we are going to be giving out helmets and jackets to up to 100 motorcyclists in our district so that we can ride on a safety march. If you are not safe, you cannot see the person in your back. But they take it. Going forward, the governor's office will begin to put measures in place of motorcyclists, with ride, with helmets, and with jackets. Our district must be a law-abiding district. You cannot be seen as an area that will get empowered by law. And so, as a representative, as part of my department, today will begin the process of delivering helmets and jackets to our people.
District number 16 Representative Dixon Sibo there speaking when his foundation distributed tons of helmets and reflective jackets to motorcyclists within District 16 Mosserato County. Earlier on, the district lawmaker was speaking at the launch of the Dixon Sibo Empowerment Foundation, which focuses on education, economic empowerment, and safety for residents within the district. Bringing us to have our Pastor Mark within the news. If you just joined us, you are listening to the morning presentations of the program Freedom Even News Basket. The top stories we're carrying this evening: an Intercon security officer assigned at the U.S. Embassy forwarded the code for prosecution on allegations of rape. Son of former Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Charles Sirleaf, has been confirmed dead by family sources from Ghana. Former Liberia Football Association Vice President for Operation Kasia Cole vows to improve Liberian football when elected as president in 2026. And away from Liberia, millions of Nigerians are electrocuted after the national grid was shut down as part of a general strike over the rising cost of living within Nigeria. We're taking a break. We'll come back. We'll continue the news program. be joining us. Now, continue with more development on the program. The lack of alleged huge investment in adequate support into football in Liberia has been a major challenge for the growth and development of the country's biggest sport for many years. However, this story may be coming to an end if Cassiel Cole is elected president of the Liberia Football Association in 2026. According to the former Liberia vice president for operation of the Football Association, he has the lobbyist the power to attract more sponsors to the Liberia Football Association when he is given the LFA presidency by stakeholders. Currently, he said the orange sponsorship of $200,000 is a big joke for football development across the country. Kaseko believes that the country football governing body should not be signing such a partnership with a multi-million-dollar company while clubs are doing free brand after promotion. The FC Cologne Liberia Chief Executive Officer said the visible achievement of FC Fasia Club in the past has shown massive improvement, and he will roll his sleeves and lobby with big sponsors locally and internationally to provide support for Liberian football in 2026. He spoke on Monday with a local radio station when he served as guest.
Solicit these teams to get good sponsorship. Like, for example, I just came back in the league, and FC Fasel now is proud to announce that we signed a contract for 3 seasons with the Hero Sport in Morocco, that they are going to supply us all our equipments. That is marketing. That is making your team to get the required sponsorship that they need, that you will not dig in your pocket. When we were at the FA, we also was crying behind government. Government wasn't giving us the funding that we need. Sometimes we used to go deep in our own pocket just to see that the national team have the glory that she used to have. So most of us should start crying behind government, that government is not supporting, government is not supporting. The government was that with Eddie Snow, the government was that with Zeta Wesley, the government was that with Musa Ability. It is not different. It's going to be like that. So if you continue to shift his situation to government, it means the men don't have a plan. You have to come up with a strategy to source funds. That is what we are talking. Cassiel Anthony Quo in that seat of the LFA presidency, I can tell you for free, the Lone Star will participate for the first time in the World Cup. I'm telling you for free because we know what it takes to get us there that this current administration cannot do. We are going to participate in African Cup of Nations. For my term that I'm going to be at the FA, and trust me, I don't want to stay 3 terms in the FA. I just need 2 terms in the FA. And within that 2 terms, we are going to participate in the African Cup of Nations. We are going to participate in the World Cup for the first time. I can assure you, the entire Liberian populace that if we don't qualify the year I'm the president of the FA, if we don't qualify for the World Cup, I'm going to turn in my resignation because we understand what it is to get football at that level. So we have a blueprint. We have a football development plan that this administration don't have. We're not going to sit down on this podium right now and say this is our football development plan in order to like sell ideas and stuff. We are not working for the FA right now, but we have a football development plan that these guys don't have. Grassroots football development, more money into the game, and all of that. We have to infuse this thing so that we can be able to get the needed results.
At the same time, Cassiel Cole has promised to launch the country's first female football academy in the coming months. The academy, when launched, will be the first female football academy in West Africa, and it will set the stage for female athletes to strive and excel into female football while offering a clear path into highest level of women football. According to him, the academy will ensure that students receive quality training from a team of higher qualified and experienced coaches.
Like, for example, the Cool Foundation is coming up soon with a women football academy. Just how we have the academy for the under 12 and under 15, we are coming out with the under 12 and under 15 girls. The reason is that is the same concept. The same concept you apply with the male team, that's the same concept you need to apply with the female team. We need to bring the women football into, we need to come from the grassroots level in order to graduate to the senior team. If we can get an under 12 team, that group of players graduate to the under 15 and that of the under 17 and that's of the under 20, under 23, then we can have a better female national team and we'll have better players in the various leagues because the grassroots football will send players over to our leagues and we'll have better players. But all these things is all bow down to funding. Mustafa Raji agrees with me that football needs money. only difference between Mustafa and Kasser Anthony Quo is that Kasser Anthony Quo can have the opportunity of getting the necessary sponsorship for more money to come on the table. Mustafa Raji done. He believes that government should do everything, and government have other higher priority other than football. So it is time for the rightful people to take over the FA so that we can be able to bring the necessary money that needs to come to the game.
Kasser Quo is the presidential aspirant for the Liberia Football Association 2026 election. They're promising to launch the country's first female football academy. Early on, Kasser Quo vows to rally international and local supporters and sponsors to support Liberian football. He also vows to take the national team of Liberia to the African Cup of Nations 2 times and qualify Liberia to the World Cup 1 time when he elected as president of the Liberia Football Association in its 2026 elective Congress. The Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia has called on President Joseph Boakai to apply his no business as usual promise in the stand case of the 285 F-moving equipment SACA by respecting the rule of law while prioritizing development across the country. You can recall that during President Boakai's first 3 days cabinet retreat held in Congo Town, the government, through the Minister of State with a portfolio, the Mamaka Ability, disclosed that 285 F-moving equipment were expected to arrive in the country. However, speaking over the weekend, Sinta boss Anthony Mema called for more transparency and competition and inclusiveness of the process around transfer of national assets as well as the questions of equipment for roads, agriculture, and other crucial sectors of the country.
There is no publicly available information regarding a competitive bidding or tendering process that informed the government's decision to begin negotiation with a group to provide such huge quantity of earth-moving equipment reportedly valued at over 20 million USD, above the 1 million USD required for international competitive bidding by the amended Public Procurement and Concessions Commission Act of 2010. Fellow Liberians, the country deserves more transparency, openness, and integrity from her leaders. We urge President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. and his government to look into history and proceed with extreme caution, initiating discussions around potential support from individuals and groups, especially those with business interests in Liberia. The no business as usual promise of the president should be applied in this instant case. As important as the procurement of this equipment may be in alleviating the deplorable road constraints faced by citizens, the lack of transparency around acquisition, source of funding, and tendering may paint a dark picture and erode public trust and acceptability of the project. We call for more transparency, competition, and inclusiveness of processes around transfer of our national assets, as well as acquisition of equipment for rural agriculture and other critical sectors and activities.
Anosin Miamin is the Executive Director of the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. They're calling on President Joseph Boakai to apply his no business as usual promise in the stand case of the 285 F-moving equipment SACA by respecting the rule of law while prioritizing development. Coming up next is the foreign development, but this will set the pace. Partisans of the ruling Unity Party have accused appointed members of the party for allegedly abandoning the party's headquarters since their appointment by President Joseph Boakai in government. Speaking during a protest action held over the weekend, the aggrieved partisan of the party accused the head of the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, Amos Twere, of being the mastermind of the disruption of their planned press conference that was to be held over the weekend. They said the alleged action by members of the party took out their decision to gather at the Unity Party headquarters to address their issues confronting them.
It's the instructions of our own government.
Okay.
Our party officials who were elected, and subsequently were appointed by the president.
Okay.
And neglected the party headquarters. So on the basis of that, we asked them how they should relinquish their position and go to mini convention.
Okay.
So that we can have another group of people serving at the level of the party. So on the basis of that, we were about to have a press conference.
Okay.
A bunch of hooligans from Amos Square who have been submitted in the disrupt the process.
They disrupt the process.
The party constitution that says we should have or go ahead from the party before having press conference at our own party headquarters.
Okay.
Get it very clear.
Yeah.
There's some media.
Yeah.
We are not saying that they should relinquish their position from the party. We are saying it forbids the code of conduct forbids their activities within the party and that of the government. So we are saying if you want to occupy the position that you are appointed for in the government, you should relinquish your position from the party. And if you want to serve in the party, you should also relinquish your position. It's my father. I believe in him. I believe he is ideological. But the fact of the matter, we are saying there's a call, there's a national call. Learn from the office of Amos Square. They are all figures, they are all around here. They came to attack me. This is how you see my share.
Voices of partisans of the ruling Unity Party, they are accusing the appointed members of the party in the government for alleged they are abandoning the party headquarters since their appointment by President Joseph Boakai. And they are taking us back to Stephen's Compton, this time for the foreign news.
Millions of Nigerians died without electricity after national grid was shut down as part of a general strike over the rising cost of living. The country was plunged into darkness shortly after 2 o'clock when union members prevented operators at the country's power control rooms from working and shut down electricity substations. Many flights have been cancelled in the country's busiest airport in Lagos and in the capital Abuja, with passengers left stranded. Unions are demanding a huge increase in the minimum wage, saying workers cannot survive on the current rate of 30,000 naira a month. The government is offering to double this, but security guy Malen Mangaji Gabo tells the BBC that this would not even be enough to buy a 50 kg bag of rice, which he needs to feed his family on a monthly basis. Kojo, it's back to you.
With the foreign news coming in from Nigeria, and it's taking us home on today's presentations of the program, Freedom Even News Basket has been an interesting 45 minutes of the major news from Liberia and elsewhere. Before we leave you, a recap of top development we've been carrying. An Intercon security officer assigned at the U.S. Embassy forwarded to court for prosecution on allegations of rape. Charles Sirleaf, son of ex-Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, has been confirmed dead by family sources in Ghana. Former Liberia Football Association Vice President for Operation Kasser Corps vows to improve Liberian football when elected as president in 2026. Away from Liberia, millions of Nigerians are without electricity after the national grid was shut down as part of a general strike over the rising cost of living within the country. We'd love to say many thanks to all of our writers, correspondents, and editors, including contributors who have been making today's presentation of the newscast a success. Stephen Compton was here with the bulletin of news inclusive of the foreign development. Abraham Babyball Kamara, Sarah Control, and coordinated the sound system. And Thomas Rolak are presented. A pleasant good evening from the nation's capital, Monrovia.